Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! Peekaboo. I see you because I'm... Is this kind of like 3D? I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2021. I love when people come over here and they're like, you think you're YouTube famous? You like, that's a joke. Do you not get it? 1986 wants their sense of humor back. I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2021, the album, Dad. AF. Boost! Rock on! Gold Dust Woman! I was slightly distracted by the fact that a hair from my fan was lightly floating through the air. How are you guys doing today? Are you having a good day? Happy Hump Day. Happy Wednesday. Okay, I have 4 or I think 5, because while I was sitting here, I'm actually opening my new Lunar Beauty lip gloss, because I went through my other one. I'm actually really starting to like that sound. No, I do love that sound, but I am kind of falling in love with this color called Moon. Celine was my favorite, but I have to say, I'm like, well, Enchantment's my favorite, then Celine, but I'm really kind of liking this color. My good Judy Tanya the other day, she was in my car, and she said, you look so handsome. No, she didn't say that. She said, you look so sexy. No, she didn't say that. She said, you look so pretty. I said, thank you. Thank you. Pretty is as pretty does, as my mom used to say. But anyway, okay, so I think that's one of my new favorite. I think that's maybe my... I like this color. I think it's pretty. It is pretty. So anyway, all right, let's get into all this. Now, I know that I did like a 9-minute intro yesterday, so I'm not going to do all that today. I do have 4 or 5 stories that I need to get into, but before I do, I just want to give a special shout out. Number 1 to Veronica. Did you guys ever hear that song Back in the Day by Elvis Costello? Today is Veronica's 23rd birthday. Happy birthday, Veronica. I also want to say a very, very happy birthday to Frances Farmer. Oh my God, I loved her so much. Did you guys ever see the movie Frances with Jessica Lange? Everybody talks about Jessica Lange, American Horror Story. But did you guys ever see Crimes of the Heart, Blue Sky? Crimes of the Heart is my all-time favorite Jessica Lange movie. The one where she was the sister on the farm. Do you guys remember all that? Oh my God, she did some great, great movies back in the day. Frances, she played Frances Farmer. Okay, so anyway, happy birthday, Frances. And then there was one more. Oh, Tammy. California Tammy. Happy birthday, California Tammy. So to all 3 of you, happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. In my best Broadway, like I always say, happy birthday, dear Tammy, Frances, and Veronica. Boost! Happy birthday to you. People are always like, you think you're so YouTube famous? No, actually, if I imagine myself correctly, let me tell you how I imagine myself. As kind of like little Edie, like some like 85-year-old, like I did like one off Broadway show when I was like 30, and I thought I was real famous, but I'm not. And now I'm doing like dinner theater, in like some real small town in Oklahoma, outside of Oklahoma City. But I think I'm real famous. You know what I mean? Like, do you ever think that you just walk around your house, in your new sweats, and maybe they're Walmarts, but you think they're Lululemons, and you're like, you cannot tell me I am not a fashion model of the world couture. You know what I mean? All right, so let's get into... Yeah, I think I'm so famous as I'm spotted everywhere in Indianapolis, Indiana, like at the Walmart and at the Meijer. All right, let's get into today's video. I have 4 stories to talk about, 4 very, very deep investigation stories of the world, because I'm a deep investigator like Anderson Cooper. The first story I want to talk about is about Garrett Watts. Garrett Watts put up a brand new video, and his video is called, hold on a second, I was researching the SIP. Overnight in an empty old haunted house. It has 360,000 views. It has tons of like 55,000 likes and like 260 dislikes. People love Garrett. I love Garrett, but in the video, there's a very small clip at the beginning when he's kind of explaining it, because he makes it out to be like it's going to be like this haunted house kind of thing, and it's actually a tour of his new house, which is a very, very cute house. And it was funny because when I was watching it, I was like, did he move in with Daniel Prada? Because Daniel Prada, Joey Graceffa's ex, he did like a home tour and he bought a gorgeous house as well. And, well, I don't know if Daniel bought his or not, but because but that doesn't matter. Who cares? I said in my video the other day, I don't understand all this about renting, owning. Like, who cares about all this kind of stuff? But the reason I'm talking about this is because Garrett comes out and talks about renting this house. But anyway, Garrett's house and Daniel's house look very, very similar. Kind of like those like 1940s bungalows, like in like Hollywood Hills, like West Hollywood. They're gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous with exposed brick and all this kind of stuff. Anyway, so I don't know, maybe they're new neighbors or something. But anyway, love both of the houses. Absolutely love both of their houses. Daniel has this like backyard little deal that's just gorgeous. Okay, but anyway, he comes out in the video and he talks about how he's like, this is my new house, blah, blah, blah. He's like, now I don't own this house. I'm renting it because I don't have that kind of money, like that gold kind of money. And people are speculating that this is him responding or, you know, referring to when Jeffree Star, this clip that has now come out, where Jeffree Star was on the SIP, and he and Rylan were talking back and forth, and Jeffree made fun of people renting their houses, and they all kind of laughed. What? We should be embarrassed because we rent things in this country? I mean, okay. Half the world wouldn't have furniture if it wasn't for rent to own. Seriously, you know? God, it's like, are you so out of touch with your own audience? It's like, it's just so ridiculous to me. But anyway, so Garrett makes this comment about renting his house because he doesn't have the kind of money to own the house, whatever, which I think is interesting, but people are speculating that that is him responding to this clip, you know? A lot of people are saying that they think that Andrew and Garrett, or I keep on saying Rylan, Andrew and Garrett are going to come out and they're going to talk about everything that's happened. I think they're like, if there's a conversation about it, because, you know, I don't think we really know to this day whether Garrett and Andrew are friends with Shane Dawson or not. I mean, they could be and just said publicly, we're just going to separate ourselves. But I do think that's interesting. But I think that's more of kind of like him getting back at like Jeffree Star for making the comment or kind of just throwing some shade. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't read too much into it. But, you know, I think that that's interesting that he even says it at all, right? Because Garrett, he is smart. He has to know that people are going to pick that up and they're going to make a comment about it. Or they're going to speculate that that's him, you know? So it's very, very interesting. You know, there was a time that Jeffree Star and Garrett was kind of brought into that whole situation, and Jeffree said that he had like a crush on Garrett and all that kind of stuff. Who knows about what all that was about. But anyway, do you guys think that Rylan and Garrett, or do you guys think that Andrew and Garrett will come out and say something about Shane Dawson or their friendship? It's like, the thing is, Andrew really hasn't said anything. Garrett is the one that drops a little bit over here, a little hint over here, a little thing over here. He'll like tweet something out. You have to kind of like, should I read between the lines? There's a little bit over here. Even on the podcast last week, the new Sweet Boys has just come out today. I haven't watched it. But on last week's, he came out and said, like when they were talking about friendships and things like that, it was really, well, Andrew said it, but then it was more Garrett that was responding to it. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see if they come out. You know, I mean, my question would be this, right? So everything that happened behind the scenes, like, they were aware of that. They like, you know, I mean, they were his friends and stuff like, so then what occurred? If they are not friends anymore? No, Peter Brady. If they're not friends anymore, this is what would be interesting to me, right? Like, nothing that has happened in the last year with Shane Dawson, unless they said, listen, we just can't, like, stand by this anymore, you know, whatever, and we, like, you know, we've got to move on. But, like, they're so close to him, you know what I mean? Like, so it has to be something else that occurred. I don't know. So that's the Garrett thing. What do you think about all that? Do you think that was shade? Do you think that was him responding to that? What do you think that is? Then let's talk about the SIP. The SIP just put up, there are so many things going on right now. The Frenemies podcast, I watched that from yesterday. Okay, so the SIP put up a new video. The video is called Our First Fight on Camera, and it's currently sitting at 49,000 views. I do not know the like to dislike ratio because they have, I was going to say dismembered it. I dismembered Mama. Do you remember, was that a real horror movie, or was that just referenced in the movie FX? Did you ever see the movie FX? I loved that movie back in the day. FX and FX2. But anyway, and then you can't leave a comment on here. Now, Rylan does address the comment situation in the video, and he says, it's kind of like right at the beginning. I watched like 3/4 of the podcast. It's okay. You know, they go in and they talk about some different stories and whatever. But anyway, they, at the beginning of it, Rylan says, oh, she says, like, I'm in the middle of reading these comments and you turned them off, which I thought, well, that's interesting. You and I should have been, Lizzie and I were reading comments at the same time because it happened on video, remember? So anyway, he said, yeah, he was like, you know, the thing is, and he said, I just like, basically that he doesn't want to, like, the internet's perception of him right now is like, he doesn't want to play into that. He doesn't want it to affect him and yada, yada, yada. And it's very negative. And so he was like, I'm just going to like disable the comments for now. He's like, it won't be a forever thing. I think that's an exact quote, actually. He said, you know, down the road, whatever. Down the road when things have calmed down a little bit and it's not about Trisha Paytas coming for them, that's when he'll probably put the comments back up there. I thought it was interesting. You know, I know that there's a lot of different discussions about people disabling their comments, and there has been since I've been on YouTube, people talking about, like, oh, this person disabled their comments and that person did, and what do you think? And, you know, for me, it's really like this, and this is just my opinion, okay? And I think that we're all adults. We can have a conversation about this, and please share your comments in the comment section below. I do leave my comment section open because I do want to hear what people have to say, and I like to try to learn from those things, you know, and when I'm wrong, like the other day in a video, some things were pointed out to me, and I had no problem getting in a video and saying, you know what, I think this is important to discuss this. But for me, it's like, if somebody's sharing something very, very serious or very, very important in a video, like a divorce or losing somebody in their life, to turn off the comments on that because they don't want the trolls to come in there and say things like, well, you deserve this or whatever, right? Like, I totally understand that on a very, very serious thing. But on a podcast that you chose to respond, I mean, it's a hot topic pop culture podcast. Rylan chooses to come into it and say, well, I guess I'm the hot topic this week, so let's address it. And then you addressed it poorly, and people who watch you have to remember, not just people that don't like you, but fans of yours too, were addressing that, maybe Rylan, this isn't it. This isn't how it is. And you're like, nope, I'm not going to hear it. Nope, I'm not going to hear it. And this is where when people think that Rylan and Shane are going to come out and show that they're changed people, these are the things that are important to look for, right? Like, this is a clear message, Shane. And I understand maybe it's too much at times, right? Like, I don't get on and read a lot of, stuff on Twitter and whatever because it is a lot sometimes. And I totally believe in that all day long, that you've got to take, some time away from all that stuff. But when you disable the comments, what you're basically saying is that you're not, like, you have nothing to learn, okay? Like, there's nothing that anybody can say to me, blah, 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 whatever. And that's how I feel about it, okay? It's just like, let the people have their say, and, you don't have to believe it, you don't have to read into it. But basically to say that they're just coming over here and they're saying really negative things. They're saying negative things because you chose to put yourself in a video addressing the Trisha situation, and people don't think that the way that you addressed it was... Do you not get that? Like, I think that's pretty clear, right? And that's not like somebody saying you're a horrible person or you're this or you're that. And honestly, when I went through the comments, there weren't tons of comments like that. But, Rylan has been known on the SIP and other videos to highly edit his videos or comment sections and take comments out of there that he doesn't like and whatever. And I think that's fine. I think that's appropriate for some comments that are just really, really, really harsh or really, like, threatening comments and things like that. I think that's totally fine, right? But to read a comment from somebody and it says, like, hey, Rylan, this isn't it, and you take offense to that, maybe take a look at why somebody's saying this isn't it. Maybe take a look at the fact that you got in a video and you addressed the situation and people didn't think it was the best way to address it. Like, that's when you look at a situation and you go, you know what? Like, this is an opportunity for growth to me. I mean, he says in there that every day that he's, like, listening to, I don't know, he says he's reading books and doing all this kind of stuff because he wants to be the best version of himself. Well, a really good way for you to be a good version, the best version of yourself, is to take a look at what the people are saying to you, especially when it's fans of yours, okay? And say, you know what, maybe there is something that I need to take a look at here. Maybe there is a way for me to grow from this, That's just me. That's just how I feel about it. I'm sure that there's a lot of different opinions. Feel free to leave it in my comment section, which is open, by the way. Anyway, let's get into the next story. I mean, this is kind of how I feel about it, honestly. Like, if you're going to do it, like, and then you're going to come out and explain it, and then you're going to leave them closed, like, just leave them closed and don't say anything about it. Like, you've already showed your arrogance, you know what I mean? And then, and there's a lot of people that feel differently from that. There's like, well, if people are going to come and they're going to say really biting things to you, whatever. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about the cruel, cruel, cruel comments. If you want to hire somebody to go through and edit all your comments because they leave you really threatening, nasty things, I think that is totally fine, right? But to go through there and like just close them all off from even your fans that want to congratulate you on your podcast, you know, like I don't know, it just makes me sad. But anyway, the next thing I want to talk about was this robbery with Jeffree Star that I had talked about in my video yesterday. And I had like filmed my video like earlier, and so I saw that Jeffree Star had come out and he put something up, like he retweeted, I think, Deaf Noodles. Hold on a second, let me go in here and look at this, and I want to fact check this before I say it. I think Jeffree Star went in and he retweeted, where is it at? Yeah, he retweeted Deaf Noodles. Deaf Noodles put, breaking news that will most definitely change your life. It appears Jeffree Star Cosmetics was robbed. This has not been confirmed yet by Jeffree or anyone on his team yet. Jeffree Star retweeted it and said, this is completely false. An employee set off an alarm on accident last night, but it was still called in as their protocol. Sorry to break anyone's heart who wanted it to be true. You know, I think for me, like that's really sad commentary, you know, that, like, I mean, I even said in my video yesterday, I would never want that to happen to why would I want somebody to be broken into and robbed? Like, if you have that kind of hatred in your heart, like, that really says more about you than anybody else. I don't think Jeffree Star is the greatest person in the world, okay? I don't, but I don't wish any hardship on him. I wish for him growth. I wish for him to take accountability for those things that have already happened. If he really is this changed person that he says he is, to demonstrate that, you know? To not come out and clickbait a video about his $200,000 shopping spree. My God, so many people had an issue with that yesterday, and it's like you read like the Jeffree Star stands and they're like, what, if you don't like it, whatever. And all these people are like, does he not realize there are people out there that have lost their jobs, lost their lives, you know, can't afford, you know, groceries, on and on and on. And he's talking about a $200,000 shopping spree where Louis Vuitton made him personalized luggage. Maybe today's not the day, okay? Or do it in a different way, or maybe share a different story. Like, this has always been my dream. And I know that during right now, this probably isn't the time to show it, but I'm really excited about this, you know? But I would never wish on somebody for them to get broken into or for anything horrible to happen to them. I only want happiness and growth for people, for myself as well, and for each of you out there. Like, I don't know, like, I just don't understand why, if you're somebody out there that like hate watching is something I really don't understand, you know? And people are like, well, you don't like Jeffree Star and you watch his videos. I'm a drama commentary channel, okay? Like, I said this the other day. Like, know your job, okay? I know my job. My job is to comment on the stuff that's going on drama. But between you and I, this isn't the stuff I watch for enjoyment, okay? I watch food videos. I love Jaclyn Hill's boyfriend, Jordan. I love his food channel. I think it's fantastic. If you haven't ever checked it out, go check it out, okay? The guy can cook like nobody's business. And then I love, like, animal videos. I watch, Nick and Poncho, but Poncho passed away shortly after my dog Pee-Pee passed away last year, which was always my dream for Pee-Pee and Poncho because they were both Chihuahuas to do a collab together. But Nick just got a new dog that he rescued, and like that's the kind of stuff that I enjoy to watch. That's the kind of stuff that inspires me and motivates me and lifts me up. And just like somebody said the other day that I read this comment, like, what happened in the makeup community? It used to be about tutorials and reviews, and now here we are, right? That's why I don't stay stuck watching all this stuff. Like, I like to watch it like reality television, like The Real Housewives of Orange County or The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, which is my fave right now, you know, all of that kind of stuff. But like, I like to watch it and comment on it and then move on. Like, I don't like to stay stuck in it, you know what I mean? Because I think it is a sad community at times. It's like, it goes up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. So anyway, I just wish the best for all these people. I would never wish that Jeffree Star got broke. Why would we ever? Like, if you're, like, this is what I was going to say. If you're somebody that hate watches somebody, and you're somebody that gets off on the misery of somebody else, you know, or the pain of somebody else, and maybe ask yourself, like, what's that about? Like, why do you find so much joy in the misery of somebody else's life? You know what I mean? Anyway, and I know that the comment's going to be, well, you're a drama commentary channel, you do the same thing. I really honestly try to be as fair as I can and just comment on this like this is reality TV, because for me it is, see? Because, like, I know that some of you out there are, like, diehard fans of these people and you would take a bullet for them. I don't feel that way. For me, these are public figures, okay, that live very public lives, almost like reality TV. I mean, at times, it's questionable with what they're doing. Is it for just all the views and that behind the scenes, it's all just drama? I mean, a lot of this is self-perpetuated drama that they want to put out there to stir up things for, I mean, I know that to be true. I know that to be true. That stories that I have even covered before, I found out later there was no truth to it, and I'm like, well, why did you put it out there? And they're like, oh, just to get people talking and whatever, you know, like, So if you guys, if the veil of YouTube was pulled back, and I say this, and people are like, well, tell it all. I don't want to ruin it for a lot of people. There are so many fake relationships out there and all kinds of stuff that goes on. You guys have no idea, okay? And it's just really sad when you see behind it. That's why I was like, I don't want any part of that. Leave me in Indiana over here while I'm doing my own thing. Yeah, I mean, just let me go get a fountain pop with my good Ginny. We can talk about it in the car, you know? She got in the car last night. We're getting a fountain pop, and she said, so let me ask you, Jeffree Star. I said, shh, 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 shh. No, I'm done. I'm done right now for today with Jeffree Star. Tomorrow, girl. She said, well, I saw you brought out that lonely... I said I brought the Lonely Doll book out. We're not talking about it no more tonight. Let's go find these Oreos, okay? We found the Lady Gaga Oreos. But anyway, that's the next thing I wanted to talk about. There was something I wanted to address. Now I have not read this, but I want to go on here. Jeffree Star supposedly addressed in the description box of his video yesterday about all this. So I have not read it, but I want to see. Okay, here, I'm going to read it right now, live. All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Instead of talking about the millionth false rumor to hit the internet, I'm excited to unveil... I'm excited. I'm excited, Jeffree. I'm excited, he said, exciting. I'm excited to unveil my custom, one-of-a-kind pink Louis Vuitton monogram shoe trunk. Contrary to popular belief and slander, okay, we're going to throw that out there, I don't money shame anyone, and we all know I've come from literally nothing. Okay, so I think what he's referencing to is the video clip that I talked about earlier, the clip of Jeffree saying it, so take that as it is. The video clip of Jeffree talking about people renting their houses. You guys can go find the clip, it's out there. It's Jeffree saying it. I mean, unless that's the finest Jeffree Star impersonator in the entire world, okay? And and I think that we all know that India Farrar or whatever from RuPaul's Drag Race, she ain't it, okay? We know she's not the greatest Jeffree Star impersonator in the world. Unless the SIP had the greatest Jeffree Star impersonator in the entire world talking about how other people rent their houses, I think that was Jeffree saying that, but maybe I'm wrong. So anyway, he said, I don't money shame anyone, and we all know I've come from literally nothing. I created glitter from dirt, and will always be grateful for how far I've come. So when I sarcastically asked Louis Vuitton if they'd let me be the first customer to ever change the monogram color by request, I didn't expect them to respond. A few weeks went by and they said yes. I was so shook, so I got to design and create some of my dream LV pieces in my very own Jeffree Star baby pink with white monogram. Truly a piece of fashion history. So there, he addressed it. Still tons of comments on here. Let's see what the top comment is right now. Top comment, let's see. Somebody said, I don't think there's anyone higher on the narcissist spectrum than him. Someone said, at this point, the next collection is going to be called Canceled. Someone said, canceled with 1.4 million views. We're part of the problem. Someone said he has so much money he couldn't care if he was canceled. Someone says, does anyone think that he has any real friends or someone who truly cares about him and his well-being without money, profit on their mind? Let's see what the 4 people say to that. Nope, it's like going to work and your coworkers are the only people you have in your life. Once you clock out, you have no one. That's literally his life in a nutshell. Someone said not one. He has yes people. He's changed so much. No wonder. Okay, I'm not going to read that one. Somebody said probably not. I mean, who would want to be friends with someone like him? Someone said, like, yes, he could have experienced something traumatic from his childhood. Okay, it goes on and on. I'm not going to read that one. So anyway, I mean, there's a lot of people in there, and people are, it's not super, super positive. I didn't look to see what the like to dislike ratio was. Ooh, 91,000 likes, but 20,000 dislikes. Jeffree, no. 20,000 people that viewed this video disliked it? Okay, well, not 20,000, not 20% of the people that disliked it, but a majority of the people that watched this disliked it. That's crazy, isn't it? I mean, he still has more likes than dislikes, but anyway, so that's that. And then the last thing I wanted to talk, let me know what you think about all that in the comment section below. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about was that now Trisha Paytas and Ethan Klein are best friends. Have you guys seen this? Okay. So this is on the, on her, I think it's her TikTok. Hold on a second. Maybe it's his TikTok. I don't have any idea. People were sending me this all day long and I was looking at it. I will tell you in just a second. I don't know whose TikTok. It's on Ethan Klein's TikTok. And they put I'm not going to show it, but or put it up there. But they put this thing that says, friendship with Shane ended. Ethan is my new best friend. And it's just them playing around on the TikTok. So apparently Ethan and Trisha Paytas, who are frenemies and couldn't even get along for one episode of the podcast, are now best friends because she and Shane are no longer friends. Which, okay, you know, I mean, take it off of YouTube for a second. It's interesting to me. Like, you know, she's getting married to Moses, who is Ethan's brother-in-law, you know, which makes a lot of sense that the four of them would hang out and be friends. I hope that for them. I mean, like, you know, I feel blessed. I have the most amazing in-laws in the world, right? And so you want that for people. You want people to get along with their in-laws, right? But I do think it's interesting. A lot of people are saying that Ethan Klein now is kind of like through this whole shame thing with Trisha. Is kind of like he's like kissing her ass and saying like, you know, screw Shane and all this kind of stuff. And I do think it's kind of interesting now, you know. But like I said, you know, we have the right to change our opinions at a moment's notice. Any of us, okay? I mean, human beings can change their opinion at a moment's notice. And I don't remember Ethan ever being like a huge Shane Dawson fan. Maybe I'm wrong, or a huge Jeffree Star fan. I think he said some things in the past about both of them. So do I think it's kind of like he's like, okay, Trisha's eyes are opening up and, you know, I'm there for it? Sure. And I think he's trying to be a supportive friend to her. I don't know. I don't really know what it's about. I don't know these people. What do you expect from me? Oh my God. Okay, I have to get off here now because I have to go to the Walmart with my good Jitty. Anyway, I love you guys. And let me know what you think about all of that in the comment section below. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.